Alright, so here are the results of today's shooting. The HK USP9 compact are the two targets on the top, first and second. Glock 19, two targets on the bottom, first and second. So, as you can see with the USP9 compact, I had a pretty decent group going here with this exception here. It was a pretty tight group. This is 7 yards with all these. That was really good, like I said, with the one exception there. But then as I went to the second target and I shot these both in a row, it really started to open up. I started getting a lot more lower shots, and I got a couple right in the bullseye pretty much. I got one high shot, but pretty much consistently low or right on the line. So but it groups well. But for some reason, and when I first started shooting, I was not used to the trigger. I did a warm-up target, just kind of shooting. I shot the USP45, I shot the, obviously the USP9 compact and a couple others, even the Glock 19, just to kind of make sure I knew what I was doing. And those, the first shots I took with this pistol, for some reason I could not get used to the trigger. It is smooth and is light, but it's not... I was just not used to it. So I was more used to, like when I picked the Glock up and shot it after, well, shooting this quite a bit. I mean, it's amazing how I was able to group pretty well with it right off the bat. With the Glock, however, you know, the USP I was shooting low almost exclusively, with the exception of one shot. The Glock, however, I seem to have shot high with on almost every shot as well. There's a couple of shots that are low. One I just totally just screwed up, but the group is wider, with the exception of this one. This one's pretty tight, but of course you got a couple of flyers that make it a wider group. Otherwise that one would have been really nice. But the Glock 19, I seem to be kind of surprised at how well I shoot it. It feels like I don't have a very good trigger pull, or it feels like I don't know, have the sights lined up properly or something. It's kind of weird. I put the sights pretty much down here and I end up shooting high. So pretty consistently. Now I had, like I said, I had another target that I just kind of shot random crap at just to kind of practice a little bit, but this was my grouping target, and it really, you could really tell the difference. This pistol, it really required me to slow down and really think about that trigger squeeze. This one I can do kind of faster and not really think about it, and I seem to group okay with it. You know, once again I shoot kind of high with it, but it's pretty much putting them all where I expected them to be. Now when I first started shooting this, I still kind of had that jerking the trigger or anticipating the recoil kind of thing, which really there's not much recoil to it whatsoever. But for some reason, I always seem to shoot low, and like I was printing. And of course, I ran out of space on my camera, so I had to actually delete a couple of older videos on my card. So, what I was explaining was, I tended like at first when I was shooting this pistol, I shot really low, consistently. I was printing a group similar to this, but down here with a lot more flyers, so the group was wider and a lot lower. And I thought I was shooting it and pulling the trigger at least pretty decent, but the more I slowed it down, the more I started realizing, okay, maybe I'm actually, you know, anticipating recoil or kind of pushing the gun forward as I pull the trigger, which basically is anticipating recoil. And that's causing me to sink the gun, or sink the rounds low. So when I actually went for the grouping shots, I really kind of had that in mind the whole time I was doing this group. And that's why I was able to get it pretty consistent. It was no high shots, but it was a lot of them centered and just low, which is good. And only the one flyer, which is probably one of the first rounds that I shot. You know, changing the mag in the first round off the next mag. For some reason, it's like you forgot how, you know, how it was shooting, so you end up, you know, landing one a bit low. But then the second group, I don't know what the heck happened, but I just kind of, I don't know, lost my mojo, so to speak. And of course the Glock, like I said, no matter how much I shoot it, I seem to shoot, as you look at the groups, it's not the best, but it's it's pretty consistent. I mean, I had one shot, and that was just, I don't know. I think it's partly the trigger difference between the two threw me off. But sunk the one, but then every other one is up there. So it's hard to say. And my second group was better. So this one, my second group got worse, but this one, my second group got better. So I don't know. It's hard to say. I haven't put nearly enough rounds to the USP9 compact to really decide. Is it something that, you know, is gonna, I don't know, get better accuracy? I think the gun is more than capable of being accurate as hell. It's just my shooting ability. So the Glock 19, I still love it. It's still having the issues, as I'll show you in the videos. I'll roll in a couple of clips. But the USP9, I had 2 stovepipes, and I think it was mainly because I was slowing down. So I was trying to not do anything with the gun. I was trying to just kind of squeeze the trigger, and I had it a bit loose in my hand. So it was probably a bit limp wristing going on there. I don't think the gun itself was to blame for that, but it's hard to say. I was shooting reloads, my own reloads that I've been shooting for a long time. And I did roll through a box of, I think, Brown Bear steel-cased Russian crap. And I fired that, all 50 rounds to the Glock 19. It ran fine, so that was kind of nice. But for some reason, with my other rounds, I shot some Winchester, and then I shot a bunch of reloads as well. And I had probably that hang up 2 or 3 times, so I don't know. Maybe it has to do with my reloads, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't really matter what it is. For some reason, there's just those hang-ups, and it's usually pop the magazine in, go to chamber around, and then it chambers almost all the way, and it locks up right about there. And the round, like you can see in the video, I take the magazine out, and the round is still in there, still hung up. It doesn't budge, it doesn't do anything when you remove the magazine. And if you leave the magazine in there and you just kind of pull the slide back a little more, sometimes that round will kind of pop up into place, and then you can give it a good tap on the back of the slide, and it'll, you know, chamber properly and lock. But I don't know what's going on. As you can tell, I kind of I have a some kind of illness here. I don't know what it is. It's not really strep throat, but it's like a cold. So I didn't get to go on Sunday, but I decided to go today. I got out of work early, so decided to go and try these 2 out. But there's gonna be a lot more videos coming with both of these, because like I said, I really have a feeling I can really hone this one down a bit. I was doing really good with this one too, have in the past. I think I will continue to do so as well. I just got to figure out what that issue is. So before the cat comes and tears up my target, I'm going to end the video now. And once again, stay tuned. I will hopefully get some more update videos. I plan on going out this Sunday, so not even a week away. Again, to the shooting range, I don't know. I was planning on going last Sunday, just, you know, yesterday, and that did not happen. I was a bit too under the weather to go and really enjoy it, and the person I was going with, I didn't really want to get them sick either, you know, because they were going to shoot my guns, and I was going to be handling them too, so I didn't want anything like that to happen. So anywho, you guys stay tuned for more videos.